talk about the circle.
Wow. Have we done anything on the circle so far? Oh, I think we did like the first 4 episodes.
Right. But the first 4 episodes, our discussion on that has yet to release.
Oh no!
Because that was one of those ones that happened in the sick hiatus.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's on. I'm going to put the videos up probably around the same time these go up. If you just want to hear our thoughts on the first 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you can watch these whenever you want to. So a lot of people might not have even started yet.
Yeah.
It just came out 3 weeks ago. The Circle is a reality show on Netflix, kind of similar to other competitive, where just like any other, they're competing for money. There's a bunch of contestants. They vote each other out, but they do that by ranking the other contestants. And sometimes whoever's ranked the lowest leaves, or whoever's ranked the highest becomes what's called an influencer. Votes someone else out. Why they call it influencer? Because the circle takes place on a social network.
Mm-hmm.
All these players are isolated, quarantined in apartments, and they only commute and play the games and talk to the other players through the circle social network. I have really, 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 really liked this season of The Circle. It has been the messiest, most confrontational, most wishy-washy, manipulative season of The Circle US that I can remember.
Yeah.
We've had people that I really like to root for, that I think are really funny, that are, and even the sides that are on, like, even the two sides, I kind of like both sides, so it never really feels like, oh, I can't stand them, you know what I mean? And it's just been really, really good. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's the messiest season we've ever got. And on top of that, for the first time ever, we've had influencers. So did we say that the influencers the typical format is that the top 2 influencers get to decide who's kicked out of the circle.
Yes, said that.
And so for the first time ever, there's been the same influencers 3 times. That's never happened. So that's wild.
Right.
And it's people that one of the guys, Kevin, I don't understand how he keeps coming back. Like, he will be like down. Like, people will be like, "Get out, Kevin. We don't like Kevin." And then he's an influencer. And everybody's kind of like, how is Kevin doing that? I guess what he's doing is he's having really good conversations with the right people.
Exactly. He's actually really, really on one-on-one conversations. He's very genuine and naive and falls for stuff really easily. But that has led to him having strong relationships with Madeline. He has repeatedly been forced to communicate with Gianna and he developed a strong one there. They could have never, developed a relationship, but they did, you know what I mean? He's really, really good at that.
And early on, he sent home his, like, number 1. It was like his little circle crush. And so and that kind of came out of like, oh, he's turning on his alliances. Well, everyone got over that quick. And then he started with this new girl alliance. They're not really flirty, but they're in an alliance. And they've pretty much stayed true. But he also got out his other, like, bro alliance when this guy literally handpicked him to be an influencer, thinking he would have his back, and he got him out. Kevin sent him home.
You're talking about Darian.
Darian, yes.
Just from the power to choose an influencer of his own, and that influencer sending him out the house.
Yes.
One of the most boneheaded moves.
Yes.
In the circle history of the U.S.
Yeah.
But
I love Darian, but he was not playing a great game.
Okay, let's do this. Just like we're ranking them on the circle, let's just go from bottom up, work our way up to the kind of top. We don't know the final rankings because they put it on the cliffhanger. Very Netflix of them to do. But we are going to just not rank them. Let's go from the bottom to top. So Darian, I think, was the person that got out.
Mm-hmm.
And so you said, what are your thoughts? You liked Darian?
I liked Darian, but I don't think he was playing a very good game.
He had loyal.
Well, he was loyal. Yeah, you're right. Because he was loyal to people that weren't loyal to him.
Right.
But Madeline's the OnlyFans model. She came in, not initially, she came in a little bit later. And she has told lies and stirred stuff up. And she's the one that got Kevin to believe Darian was not
Targeting.
really with the boys
Right.
and targeting him. And that's ultimately why Kevin got him out.
It's so weird because at one moment, Kevin is like, oh, I gotta stay with the boys. I'm not here to just ogle at Savannah. Then Madeline comes in. He's like, oh, I gotta be with Madeline. I'm not here to just be with the boys.
Yeah.
So it's almost just like maybe Savannah's just that hot to him, and he's just
guess.
willing to change on a
No,
dime
Madeline.
Like that's what I said.
He said Savannah. It's
Oh.
just, yeah.
So yeah, okay. So Darian, yeah, he, whatever, but he is leaving with a connection seemingly with Jadeja. After he left, he decided to meet Jadeja,
and they had a kiss, which we haven't seen in a while on the circle.
No, sometimes it's almost awkward. Like even if they were flirting, it's almost like, okay, stay away from me. But no, yeah, they had genuine flirting and kissing.
It was cute.
That was Brooke loved that.
She was like, what do you think about Houston? And he's like, I love Houston. I'll come to Houston.
Yeah, she's from Houston, so. Okay, so next after that we have Garrett.
Yeah, Garrett got sent home after Darian. Garrett was playing with Jadeja, and once again he was like, why do Gianna and Kevin keep getting influencer? I think we need to get him out. And then guess who's the next on the hit list? Garrett.
Yeah. It's really, if this was just a Circle podcast, we could get into the intricacies of the ranking process.
Right.
People overthinking that and underthinking that can cause some weird situation on who is ranked first and last and who's the target and is not. For instance, Jadeja overthink it and made Kevin her arch nemesis number one, which made him an influencer. Wild. Which contributed to Garrett being getting blocked out of that circle. He said he was trying to play the middle, but couldn't. He was talkative. He likes to call people out. Kind of what bonded him to Rachel, and as he described her as a man eater. And it's why I think he went and saw Rachel, because he was looking to confront. You know what I mean? He was like, oh, I could go have a nice laugh with Jadeja, but nah, I gotta go. So him and Rachel inexplicably just had a cry off where they got really emotional.
Yeah, that was why he was like, what the heck? And then she was like not coming with the heat. And then they just cried.
Right, because he was like, I've been lonely in Dubai and life has been tough. So she told him about the tough, rough stuff in her life, about her childhood past, which is incredibly sad, and that they can get through it. And they left out, with him saying, "Win this, Rachel," or Debbie is her name. So I feel like we missed one. Did we talk about? Oh, we talked about last podcast. So that one's out if you want to listen to that. Last podcast, Heather seeing Madeline.
Yeah.
So we have talked about that. Okay, so after Garrett, these are our unofficial rankings. I'd say next is Tierra. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, for sure. Tierra came late in the game.
And with zero chance to win unless people really screw up the rankings.
And just didn't really... She's being played by a guy, so I'm just going to say she really came in, I think, with maybe a little too much attitude that kind of put people off. And she kept kind of being like, what's the tea? What's the tea? And they were kind of like, hold on. And so I think that's kind of the problem there. Now, over time, she's opened up with some of the other players, and I think that's been really helpful for her. Yeah. But I don't really think she has a chance at winning. Yeah. I don't think anyone sees her as a threat.
No, definitely not. She's just kind of to come in and win late. I think you got to do like the guy who did it, James. He came in and was just kind of a nice dude. Yeah. Told jokes, made everyone laugh. Yeah. didn't even really get into the drama.
Right.
Just like
Right.
solidified himself as like, I'm a nice guy.
Right.
You have no reason to hate me. So if you don't rank me first,
Right.
you're not gonna rank me last. And when that happens, that's how you can win. Because all the other people are like, I'm gonna rank him last. I'm gonna rank him last.
Yeah.
Now you need is like consistent 3s and 4s, and now you have the highest ranking.
Yeah.
Tierra didn't really do that.
Mm-mm.
And that's why I don't think they're gonna win. Next, now this is where it gets weird because there's a super secret influencer as this last episode, which means they get to block someone anonymously.
Well, but not really, because they have to go do it face to face.
Right. But they get to be like anonymous in that they were the secret super influencer.
Yeah, true.
And they don't have to say it if they don't want to. Is we don't. The rankings are kind of just. They didn't tell us what they were. We don't really know how things ended up. So I guess we'll just go on just maybe. I don't know what to. We'll just pick one at random. I guess we'll start with.
I feel like Jadeja would be next.
Jadeja,
because people have been starting to see her as a threat because she's been unproblematic.
And she has just straight up saying, I'm going to target Gianna.
Yeah, she did start saying that.
Now, she was in a rock and a hard place. I think this is the reason why. She was in an alliance with Gianna, and she also had other strong alliances. Gianna kept winning influencer.
Yeah.
And yes, she was keeping Jadeja, but she was getting rid of all the other people Jadeja was aligned with.
Yeah.
So Jadeja sees it as like, you're getting rid of all my people.
Right.
You must be, against me.
Right.
And Gianna sees it as like, no, I'm literally keeping you.
Like, I'm saving you.
Right. As opposed to sending those other people home.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to try to turn it upside down because otherwise she would just hand Gianna the win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if she stayed loyal to Gianna, she ranks Gianna high. Gianna ranks her 5th because she picks Rachel over her or something or whatever.
Right.
And then bam, you know what I mean? So Jadeja, once she lost Garrett and Darian, it was always going to be hard for her
right.
to like get a coalition to win. It could happen. Depending on who's blocked. She tried
to get Madeline and Rachel and Tierra.
But all those other people have such strong alliances to other things. It was just too much.
Yeah.
Too little, too late.
Right.
So, after Jadeja, I guess we'll go maybe Kevin.
Yeah.
Because even though he is either really, really up or really, really down.
Yeah. Because it's weird because, like, Rachel has been gunning for Kevin. But then she was like, okay, wait, maybe I can use him to my advantage. And she did. They played a game, and she basically got him to show his cards that he's not a real lifeguard.
Yeah.
And then she called him out on it one-on-one and was like, I know you're lying about this, so like, how can I trust you're not lying about anything else?
Yeah.
And they kind of formed a little alliance there.
Yeah. That's another part about what's made it messy is also how wishy-washy everyone is.
Right.
At one point, she's targeting Kevin,
like
and hates
gunning
him.
for him.
Then she's like,
like publicly to everybody,
being too hard on him. He's had it rough. Then she's like, but I know you're a liar.
Right.
But she's like, but I need you on my side.
Right.
And the same thing with other people. Like, Gianna, I hate Kevin and his stupid perm. Well, Kevin is our secret diva.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's close to Madeline. I can't trust her. Oh, but now Madeline's on her side. And then Madeline will just straight up lie. Like, Madeline, who is only really aligned with Kevin, anything else will just straight up lie about.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just getting a lot of wishy-washiness, which is why it's made it such a rocky season.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Kevin is like the prime example of that wishy-washiness. Then we've got, let's go Madeline. Even though we know she's the super secret influencer.
Yeah.
She kind of was in that middle position in that, people weren't targeting her exactly. So she rose to the top. What are your thoughts on her?
Yeah. I mean, I think whenever her and Rachel did the profile swap, I feel like they did a really good job at that.
Yes.
Like a really good job of playing that, staying in. They became influencers that week. And so I think she's playing a good game. But when she started making stuff up just so there's kind of drama and just kind of like put targets on other people, I was kind of like, I don't know if I like that kind of gameplay in the circle.
It's so risky too because basically half the house is like, whatever, Madeline. Like, we do not believe you. The only thing that saved her is that the one person that ended up mattering believed her was Kevin.
True.
And it's possible he believed her because he wants to get free OnlyFans content. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's really lucked out that Kevin has lucked out and is so, sworn at her. But I don't know if she can win, especially if people see she's a super secret influencer now.
Yeah.
It's just going to really come down to who she blocks.
Right.
And I don't even know. I haven't sat down and thought through it yet, but I don't even know what's the exact right move.
Right.
But she's got to make it to really get it because I think most people, like, they were like, okay, we need her as a number, but I think most people see her as a liar.
Yeah.
Gianna does. Jadeja does, even though she needed her. Tiara doesn't. I don't know if Tiara really knows, but she kind of was like, can pick up other people's vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kevin doesn't, but, that's one against 4.
Mm-hmm.
So after Madeline, there's a lot of people in this season.
I know.
After Madeline, we've got, let's do, I guess, Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel has actually been a strong, consistently high-ranked player.
Yeah.
Because she got in good with Kevin. She got in good with Gianna.
I feel like at first people were kind of sus with her.
Right.
Kind of like, what? Like, they knew she was a catfish.
Right.
But then they kind of just didn't really care.
Yeah.
And she kept, like, in the, like, chats that have everybody in it, she's very vocal about, like, her beliefs, what she thinks, and, like, going after people. And so that kind of turns people off, I think. But then sometimes I think people are like, oh, well, I agree, and let me use that. Let's get together.
Right. At bare minimum, at least in the context on the circle, being vocal gives you attention, keeps you in people's minds. A lot of times people go and they don't even, they weren't saying much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the people that are winners are rarely people who just don't say anything.
Well, true, yeah.
Good or bad, they're saying something.
Mm-hmm.
So Rachel, we kind of talked about her as we talked to every other people, but I actually have ended up liking Rachel more than I've disliked her. Actually, I don't know if I've disliked her much. It's just that sometimes she's gotten in her own way.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
The profile picture that Deb picked.
I'll
for
never
Rachel
get over the profile picture she picked.
You see what Rachel looks like in real life, and you're like, why? What?
It's bizarre. It's
Incredibly.
like she's like, I don't even know how to describe it.
Right. Her move of being a certified lifeguard and calling out Kevin, that really worked though. That was really good. She's made some good moves and equally bad ones. That's what I'll say. And then finally, I think we've covered everybody except my Staten Island bros. I actually don't know their names, but Gianna. One of them's dating the real life Gianna.
And we got a real appearance from the real Gianna this week.
Right, that was another thing. We got video calls instead of video messages this week. So that made for some heartfelt conversations. I also think it's going to be a reason why Madeline is going to block Gianna instead of Jadeja.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Gianna has played almost too good of a game.
Yeah.
And that she's consistently been ranked high except for the very, very beginning.
She almost got sent home.
Almost got sent home.
Yeah, but the disruptor saved her. Yeah.
And since then, she's been just untouchable.
Yeah.
And to the point where it's so obvious how good she is that people are just like, we're not going to hate. They almost just have all decided that we're not voting to give her the money.
Yeah.
Like whoever gets it, it won't be them. It's kind of hurts. But that's part of the game, you know what I mean? Like you show people how good you are for real, they won't. But I think they're so funny. I love their genuineness. They and a bunch of other people in the right have like really good BS meters. They know like right off the bat, like that's not true. Seem to have moderate to good judges of character and stuff. And yeah, I can't get comfortable. Anyways, yeah, I really liked them, but I honestly think they're about to get blocked. when the episode finale comes out on Wednesday. And
Yeah.
then
That's
if they
such a
do,
bummer to get blocked right before the
oh
finale.
man, you're kidding me.
Mm.
If they do, and when they do, I mean, if they don't get blocked, I think the way people are talking, it's about a 1% chance they even have a shot to win. Because everyone's like, well, let's not just give.
Yeah, because it's been consistently they've been on
Right.
top for so long.
Right.
Yeah.
They would have to really, really give a great speech
Yeah.
as to why it deserves to be them. Because
Yeah.
people are just, it's like not valid, but it's valid because it's all game. They're just salty.
Yeah. That's tough. That's like, because Garrett kept saying his strategy was just to like ride in the middle,
Yeah.
which I think is a good strategy, but then unfortunately he got.
Yeah. You have to have a little bit of a more of a upward lift than just riding in the middle to win, I think. So I guess we got one episode of Circle coming out this week.
The finale.
Who do you predict will be the winner of the 7th season of the Circle US?
I kind of think Kevin.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, I could see my choice. I think I'm either picking Kevin or Jadeja.
Okay. I would love if Jadeja won. I'm going for Jadeja.
If Jadeja can win the Circle and Mackenzie can win Big Brother, then we can have all Houston.
Yes.
All women Houston winners of the Circle and Big Brother. Just take it on home. We can have a meetup. Well, that is all we got, I think.